Hey everyone, Tom here. So I just wanted to do an update on those seeds that I started, and that that seed starting video. So I'll give you guys a look. These are the tomatoes. These are the 6 tomatoes that I started in that little hydroponic setup. So I just cut the rock wool cubes out. Try and pull one out here. I just cut them out of the block. That stuff cuts really easily. That one's got a nice big root. And then I just stuck them each in, one of these things. Just a little bit of water, a little bit of fertilizer in this dish, and yeah, I've been bringing them outside, or I say outside. Been bringing them out here into the sunroom now for probably 2-3 weeks. Yeah, something like that. And it's definitely helping a lot. That little desk lamp I had is, very, very. It was more just for getting them some heat than light. So once they looked like they were doing okay, and they all came up, all 6 of them came up, I started bringing them out here with these bigger tomatoes. So I started these guys in soil, this one and this one. These are Manitobas as well, and I started these back probably late December, and they took a long time to germinate, long time to get going. I just put them on a windowsill up here. So these ones came up a lot faster. That's kind of the thing. They say if you have kind of slower germination, sometimes it can lead to more problems with the finished plant. But these ones, they're looking, very healthy. Nice thick stems. Nice and green. Smell great. Love that smell. So, yeah. So these are the tomatoes, and I'll show you guys how those seeds are doing in the shed. Basically not that great. I had to, excuse me, I had to re-sow. So I sowed a whole bunch more, well, not a whole bunch, I sowed kale back in those kale spots, and I sowed lettuce where I had spinach. Because I read that spinach doesn't do well getting transplanted anyway, and nothing came up. I think it just got way too cold at night still. We were getting, well below freezing, and that shed's not insulated at all. So I started some new stuff in there, and it's already come up. So I'll go and show you guys how those are looking in the shed. So nothing spectacular yet, but a little bit of kale has come up, and some of that lettuce. So yeah, I'm just leaving these uncovered now, because this time of year, it gets very sunny. If I had that plastic top on there underneath or behind this window, it would get too hot during the day. So I just leave it uncovered the whole time, and we'll wait a couple more weeks and hopefully be able to transplant these out. So yeah, I just wanted to let you guys know how those seeds how they turned out, and I'll keep giving you guys updates with these tomatoes, throughout the season, and hopefully that second batch of seeds that I have in the shed there, that kale and that lettuce, hopefully I'll get a really nice crop of salad stuff off that. Kale too, it works great for freezing. We have some still from last year that my mom, she just froze it, put it in the freezer, and works great for throwing into, putting on top of pizza or putting it into cooked dishes, soup, stew, whatever. So yeah, looking forward to that. The only thing with the kale is it always gets really ravaged where I live by those little cabbage flies, cabbage butterflies. So I'm really going to try to keep my kale plants protected this year so they don't get full of holes from little green caterpillars. So yeah, I'm just snipped off all the seed leaves off of the 6 tomatoes, and just going to throw some potting soil into these. I was thinking about putting them into a bigger container, but I kind of like just having the 6 in this thing for now. Plus I can continue to add water into this tray and it'll water from below. That's what I've been doing this year. Same with these bigger tomatoes. For a long time now, I've just been adding the water into this pot and not watering from above. And the thought process behind that is you encourage the root system to develop right down at the bottom, because that's where it gets, the most water. That's where it gets the water first. If you're adding the water in at the top, you're going to get more surface roots develop, because the tomato, it's going to put roots where it's getting moisture from, and then just having that extra moisture right under the leaves, it can lead to kind of blight or other issues with your foliage. And then, because I live, in a very dry, hot place during the summer, having that root system developed as far down as possible, and then also burying the tomato quite deep in the ground, just kind of is extra protection against drought. You're going to have more roots right down near the bottom. If you give your bed or you give your soil a really good soak, it's a good shot that it's pretty much always going to have access to at least some moisture in between waterings. So yeah, and that just helps prevent blossom end rot. Kind of learned the hard way in years past. I've had really nice, healthy tomato plants, and they've produced tons and tons of fruit, but then they've gone through a little bit of a drought because I just couldn't keep up with the watering with how hot it was, and then so many of the fruit was lost to that blossom end rot, and it's kind of disappointing. You have all these beautiful tomatoes, and then they have this nasty, ugly, rotten half that you gotta compost those. You can't do anything with them. So yeah, just an update on the seeds. And like I said, I really this year want to kind of bring you guys along the whole process, and not just make a video on something and then never talk about it or show it again. So even if these tomatoes totally die for some reason, I will let you guys know, and maybe we can figure out together what went wrong and hopefully what went right. But anyway, hope you guys are excited for the growing season. Take care, everyone. Bye.